there's a question. There's something else I need to show you. And one of the things I need to show you is I went to Go by Example, which is a good resource for just casually kind of seeing how somebody else put some of the stuff together. It gives you a whole index. And so I went and I looked at what they called methods. And then they also had, when they declared their function with the receiver, that's what's called a receiver, they had it kind of giving the identifier for the type. And this kind of becomes this, like you see this in other languages. And it's just another parameter for the function is one way you could think of it. And so, I didn't have anything in there, but now I'm going to just add in some parameter and some parameter. And so if I wanted to, I could then here go, hey, from the person data structure, print f name. Right? All right, my man. Good to see you. And so there I did like FG name, and now I'm just going to format this and run it and see what happens. And FG name is right before the ha ha ha, and it's Todd, right? This is just another, like in your function, you could say this function takes in an x int, which is it takes in an argument which is an int. So it's defined with the parameter x int. This is just like one more parameter, but it's that entire type, right? The person is a type, just like x is a type, or int, it's the type of x is int, right? Here, the type of FGD is person. This is just an identifier for another parameter when declaring your function, but it's the parameter associated with this type, which is a struct, which or you could attach oddly enough, you could attach a function to an int, right? Like if we had this type gold mine, because we just saw a preview, is an int, right? And I could say or whatever, I'm attaching I just attached a function to an int. I gave an int a method, and then I could say what happens when this is called.
I discovered gold. That should be.
Right? And then I could just come down here and, I don't know, I have a type gold mine. So I could do, I guess that should be 14 carat. And what is the name? What say? I just attached a function to an int. It's all types. It's kind of funny. But we do this here, so then we, like FGD, I could do FGD, and I could pull any of this stuff out, right? It's like this in other languages. But it's just another parameter. And I totally get it. It takes a while to wrap your head around this. I'm like a senior programmer. I've been working in programming for about 3 years now. I'm killing it. So just give yourself 3 years. You'll be here too. You'll have done a Linda training. You'll have taught 3 semesters at the university. It'll be cool. What did I do before I got into coding? I wrote novels. I wrote novels. He wasn't here yesterday.
Can you go back to that sample you were just showing?
And then Bob, you had a question that we were then going to do too. So this was attaching methods.
Yeah, but I want to.
And
I want to wrap my head around that.
so let me do this first. This is like receivers are like this in other programming languages. Receivers are just another parameter which can be accessed like an argument when the func is called. Okay.
But it has to be a main.
What's
So func GGG. The GGG is
identifier?
it's an identifier of a type.
Gold
of-
mine.
It's gold mine. Gold mine. So you're just going to make a new gold mine there in the function.
I'm making a new variable
Yeah.
of type goldmine, which if I ever wanted to call it for some reason, and there's, that type doesn't have any other fields,
So
but I could say,
when you call the function, let's say it's going to return a type of gold mine, which is going to be called GGG or
because you attach, let's say, to the type of gold mine. And so the first receiver is how you address what you.
what's in the parentheses is what's going to be returned, right? In the function.
The first receiver, the first parentheses is receiver, so like the type that you attach to the function to.
yeah, way back when we talked about functions,
Yeah.
back here we did a little, let me just go up to our index. We had this, and a func is a keyword, and then it has the receiver,
Okay, the receiver
and
is-
maybe I should put a little R right there,
so
right? But then it has the identifier and parameters and
the
returns,
right, okay.
and that's why that's like that little thing that you
So the
remember.
receiver means that's what you're inputting.
You're attaching it to which type? This is how you attach it to type with the
Parameters where you
receiver.
come in, the returns where you get that. I don't understand the receiver part.
Yeah, parameters is what you pass arguments into
Right.
that. Returns are what comes out. Receiver is like a new thing that to me, it's the first time I've seen it is in Go. I've done Python, I've done Java, that's it.
Okay, well that's what I'm not getting. The receiver
HTML,
part.
CSS,
What is-
JavaScript.
What's the receiver's role?
The receiver is that's what you use to attach a function to a type. Right? And so here we're attaching this function, what say,
Yeah.
to the type goldmine. Here we're attaching the function phrase to the type, any type, person, anything of type person will have access to this function.
And what's the role of the FGG? And the
So then I could do things like FGG, FGD, FName,
Oh, okay, yeah, that's
right? And I could call the fields of that type. Or here in goldmine, I did GGG, GGD's type is, and I did a print F, and I looked at the type, and it said the type is mine goldmine. So it actually did use GGG. If GGG wasn't there, I wouldn't be able to figure out what that is. I need that there. So it's just like another parameter. But, and it's like another parameter, and that's how you attach a function to a type. And that's what we call a method in Go. We do call it a method in Go. It's totally new. It's kind of cool. I could attach a function. I could attach a method to an int. Yeah, but it also, there's some reasoning behind it which is elegant and efficient and extraordinarily at the genius level, which I don't understand, but I'm confident is there.
Okay. So
Because I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
The original question was printing the